to Empowered Spirit Healing. My name is Paula, and today we're going to continue on with our series of reading The Golden Future by Diana Cooper, the book here. And we are up to chapter 3, What is Happening Right Now on Earth? And I think that is a question that we all would like to know. Just so you know, this book was published in 2023, so she's referring to 2023 and onwards when she's talking about the current time. Have you ever had a new kitchen installed? If so, you may remember the feeling when all the old cupboards are being knocked out and there is dust and dirt everywhere. And because the new kitchen will be much bigger than the old one, walls are also being demolished as the expansion takes place. You may be wondering why you are putting yourself through all of this. If any of you have done renovations, you know how that feels. But when you think about the beautiful kitchen that is coming, and this gives you the energy and the impetus to go on, soon you will have an amazing, shiny, spacious, brand new one. It will be so much better than the old one. When it is in place, you may wonder how you could have lived with the outdated kitchen for so long. And it will feel, really worth it, all the hard work and the challenges that you go through. It's so rewarding once you finish doing a renovation. While it only takes weeks to plan and install a new kitchen, it takes years for Earth to move from a third-dimensional to a fifth-dimensional paradigm. And of course, the demolition of a way of life and the building of a new world present challenges. The entrenched forces do not want change. They sense an inexorable rise in frequency on the planet now, for the light is getting brighter all the time. And I think we are all really noticing that. We can all see and feel a lot of changes happening, which is really exciting. So they are trying to tighten their grip, and this is causing disruption. As soon as the frequency of humanity is higher than that of the current situation, though, the chaos and control must dissolve. So in italics, it says, light workers are being asked to hold the vision of the new and keep their lights blazing no matter what. COVID. It is interesting that the pandemic was expected by most of the governments in the world. Plans were put into place, but were not actioned. Spiritually, this was because the world needed COVID as an accelerant to move beyond the old ways. The pandemic created the worldwide chaos and disruption that are accelerating the collapse of the old paradigm. Before it was unleashed, I was wondering how the forecast for changes in travel, education, government, business, economics, banking, health, farming, etc., would possibly happen by 2032. Then suddenly they were all happening rapidly. It wasn't just the physical world that was transforming either. Human awakening was occurring in front of our eyes. My friend Tim Wilde had a nasty bout of the virus. He told me that his experience caused him to tune in and to talk to the virus entity. He was expecting a dark being to emerge. Instead, a beautiful pink, white, and yellow angel appeared. It told him that viruses come into you to clear out lower vibrations and anything you need to release from your physical, mental, and emotional or spiritual bodies. Just to stop there for a second, I think that is just so fascinating and so interesting because I have believed this for some time as well. I feel like, we've really been programmed to believe that illness is a really negative thing. And of course, it's not enjoyable at any way at all. But I feel like quite often when we get sick, we need that to happen because sometimes it's a way that our body can tell us that we need to take a break, we need to slow down. Sometimes we're just so busy and we're just in survival mode all the time and we just don't take time out to take care of ourselves. So the only way that we can do that, our body can make us stop, is when we get so sick that we literally just can't get out of bed. And it's also the body's way of detoxing and getting things out of the body. So I think illness is actually a necessary thing that we need in order to cleanse and clear out our bodies, and also on an emotional and spiritual level as well. So it'd just be interesting the next time you get sick, instead of feeling like, oh, why is this happening to me? You know, I hate being sick and it's so horrible. I mean, of course, it's not enjoyable at all, but maybe just try and tune in and just try and say, ask your body, what are you trying to tell me? What are you trying to let me know? What changes do I need to make in my life right now? Because I really, truly believe that when we get sick, it's happening for a very important reason, and our body is trying to communicate with us. So at a spiritual level, the Delta variant was about clearing the heart chakra. People were literally coughing out old energy. Omicron was often accompanied by splitting headaches that were clearing the mental body. Very interesting. Each time someone says Omicron, they are starting with Om, calling in source or the universe, then saying I or self, followed by Cron. Cron is derived from the old word for the crown, and divine feminine wisdom comes from the crown. So each time you think of Omicron or verbalize it, you call source energy into yourself to enhance your divine feminine wisdom. So in italics, it says, COVID has a higher purpose. It is part of the plan to raise the frequency of Earth. The pandemic caused millions of souls to wake up. Thousands of people died during the pandemic. In a final act of service work, nearly all of these souls chose to take some of the stuck energy of the old paradigm with them in order to clear it from the energy fields of Earth. Not everyone sees it this way, but many years ago, my guide Kamika told me to give no energy to conspiracy theories, as they come from a dark base. It didn't matter if they were true or not. Currently, disinformation, conspiracy theories, lies, and questionable behaviors are widespread. They deflect us all from the true path. So I just want to say, like, even though I love a good conspiracy theory and it's really fun to, you know, go on a little deep dive and go down the rabbit hole and explore them, and, you know, I'm sure there is a lot of truth to many of them, and then there's all of the fake conspiracies out there as well. And I think it's really important to understand that, you know, Earth has been controlled by a certain group of beings. I don't know, you know, there's many theories as to what those beings are. At the end of the day, I don't know that it really matters exactly who they are. It just matters that they have been controlling us. They have been suppressing us. We have not been able to live the life that we deserve to live. And basically, you know, we really need to do the work on ourselves. And as fascinating as it is to know about different conspiracy theories, I don't think it's good for anybody to have that as their sole focus, because, you know, there's a lot of disinformation out there. There's a lot of fake conspiracies too. So, I mean, yeah, go ahead, read, you know, it's great to learn about them and to read about them and to understand what has been going on. And a lot of terrible things have been going on. But once you've learned that information, just don't stay there, because the more you stay in it, the more angry you get and the more disempowered you feel, because you just feel like, well, all this terrible stuff is going, what can I do? I can't do anything about it. And then it can just lead to a negative spiral. I mean, I'm just talking from my own experience. I have gone down that path and it has been really depressing. And so that's why I called my channel Empowered Spirit Healing, because I really want people to start to stand in their own power, start to become authentic and be who they really truly are. I mean, look, I'm still not there yet, but I'm constantly working on myself and I'm getting better and better every day. And so I agree with what she says about them, that all of the disinformation and theories and all of that out there, they all do deflect us from our true path. And really, at the end of the day, you can believe what you want to believe, but I personally believe that we chose to be here. We chose to come here. We chose to experience the third dimension. We knew what we were getting into. We knew that this was a place of, it's a polarity, you know, there's light and dark, there's good and bad, there's positive and darkness and negativity. So our job is not to go around telling everybody about all the conspiracies out there. It's, you know, it's good for people to wake up. They need to wake up to what's going on, but it's not really going to help people. What people need to do is to start doing the work on themselves, to heal themselves, to become strong and empowered so that we can fight this on a spiritual level. So another italics bit is focus on the new and wonderful that is soon to be our reality. By 2022, we were all being forced to pay attention to our gut feelings. Previously, trusted corporations and organizations were no longer credible. Another italics. We now have to trust our intuition. Absolutely. So, what is the new fifth dimensional blueprint for Earth? There is a vast difference between the old world and the new one we are creating. It is not just this planet either. Every star and planet in this universe is going through an upgrade to a higher dimension. Light workers have incarnated to assist this process of transformation for the entire universe. It is important to help build a high-frequency communication network between Earth and all the stars, planets, and galaxies in this universe. This cannot be done without the assistance of humans. It is a major piece of cosmic service work. In 2032, a new fifth dimensional blueprint will be put into place for this planet and this universe. Up to now, we have been collectively living in a small, scruffy third dimensional house. However, the house is being demolished around our ears so that a gracious fifth dimensional mansion can start to be built in 2032. The demolition process will continue until 2023. Then we have 9 years to get the site ready for the building work to commence. During that period, we have the opportunity to study the architect's plans and prepare appropriately. The best way to clear the site and order the building materials, prepare for the new blueprint, is to live in a fifth dimensional way. Every fifth dimensional thought, word, or action is creating a building brick for the future. Then as soon as the planetary energy is right, the new can easily come into manifestation. Planning permission has already been granted by the Intergalactic Council for this next stage of Earth's development. Just as your personal foundation for your fifth dimensional self is your Earth Star chakra, so the underpinning for the future is the collective Earth Star chakra of humanity. When enough people have anchored and opened theirs, the basis will be there for the fifth dimensional golden future. This will take time, but you can help with this visualization. Visualization for the fifth dimensional blueprint for Earth. So, take a moment to relax. Imagine you are living in peace and harmony. You are expressing your creativity and feel great soul satisfaction. You are acting as a beacon of light for the world. You are remembering your divine essence and connection. You are living in a small community with your soul family. Everything is grown locally and all your needs are met. Everyone is honest and trusting, so everyone shares freely. You care for one another within the community. New children are being born with their 12 strands of DNA connected and active. Everyone has their 12 chakras in place, and these are being activated. Sense your body moving from a carbon-based one to a healthy, vital, crystalline one. The fifth dimensional blueprint for Earth is bringing heaven to Earth. So that's the end of chapter 3. And I really do feel like this is happening. You know, we've had some really big changes. We're in the beginning of 2025 now, and we can already see a lot of things are starting to fall apart. And we need that to happen. So it looks like, you know, there's going to be 7 more years of falling apart. And then hopefully from 2032, we can start to build the life that we were all meant to be living. So chapter 4, negotiating the path to 2032. The redundant third dimensional paradigm on Earth is now being swept away. The old economic, health, education, business, and financial structures that do not serve the highest good are being upgraded. In italics, it says, humanity is starting to demand fairness again. More and more people are bringing in their fifth dimensional chakras, and this will dramatically change everything. For example, as the navel chakra of humanity opens, people everywhere will seek equality and oneness. Individuals everywhere will reclaim their own authority. As a result, people will sweep away entrenched regimes, systems, and modus operandi. This is what happens when just one of the 12 chakras is established. Energetic rebalancing. We are now seeing the return of feminine energy. Out of control masculine energy without the balancing wisdom and nurturing of the feminine is dangerous. Yep, we've definitely seen that. Feminine without the strength of the masculine is ineffective. We need a balance. We have just experienced 10,000 years of masculine governance. How did this come about? The cosmic era of Atlantis was to last for 260,000 years, during which 5 experiments were tried and failed. When the continent was submerged for the 5th and last time, 10,000 years of the era remained. The Intergalactic Council proposed a new experiment for Earth. What would happen if masculine energy prevailed? Males agreed to take on a dominant role, and females surrendered their power. The result has been the third dimensional experience we have endured. It has affected life at every level: family, relationships, contentment, education, society, health, business, peace, everything. But now the old experiment is running out of time. All over the world, women are beginning to stand in their power. Though in many places, the old ways have become entrenched, and it will take more upheaval to bring balance. In italics, it says, nevertheless, by 2032, masculine and feminine will support and complement each other. Again, the result will be peace, contentment, a feeling of safety, the blossoming of love, and everyone working for the common benefit. An exact analogy is that of perfectly balanced, wise parents. Imagine you have a mother who feels safe and loved, and consequently is always loving, nurturing, caring, and supportive. She sees your beauty and your best qualities and constantly reminds you of them. She trusts her intuition. And your father is loving, strong, protective, proud of you, supportive, reliable, and logical. Together, they take sensible, wise, and positive decisions. No one has had these perfect parents. However, we can start to construct them internally. We can listen to their voices and act on their wise guidance. The more of us who can create wise inner parents, the more easily we can pass through the transition to the golden future. With wise inner parents, your inner child feels balanced, safe, and loved. This is the energy of the future. So I'm just going to quickly share with you one little healing exercise that I love to do and I love to tell my clients about is to do a little exercise. You can just lay in bed, just close your eyes, take a deep breath, connect with source. And if you think of a memory, maybe something in your past that happened, maybe a relationship where you didn't feel loved or supported, maybe you didn't feel loved or supported by one of your parents. It can be an experience at school, at work where you've been bullied, anything at all. And what I like to do is just imagine myself at that age of whatever that experience is that happened. And then I literally just give myself, I see myself as who I am now and at whatever age I was when the experience happened. And I literally just hold myself. Or, it's like as a baby, I felt quite abandoned as a baby. So then I just visualize me right now holding little baby Paula in my arms. And I just tell her that she's safe and she's loved and, just make her feel everything that she wished that she felt from her own mother and her father. And the thing is, I think we're so programmed to think that we have to get our needs met from everybody outside, but we don't have to do that. I mean, yes, it's nice to be loved by people out there. It's wonderful to be loved by our friends and family and appreciated, but you don't actually need them to do that. And if you can do it for yourself, when people out there do love you and appreciate you, it's even more sweeter. You appreciate it and you can actually receive it properly. Because if you don't have that love and appreciation for yourself, you can compliment someone till they're blue in the face and say, oh my God, you look so pretty today, or you look lovely. But if they don't actually believe that they look pretty, it's just going to go right over their head. So by giving yourself what you need, you can receive from others on the outside. And so it's so important. And so I love that she has shared this in this book. I mean, I've mainly kind of done more myself, giving myself what I needed at different times in my life. But I love the idea of having the wise inner parents, that idealistic mother and that idealistic father, because we need both. It's not healthy to have too much feminine or too much masculine. We need a healthy balance of both. So I think this is a lovely exercise to practice. And when I have had some triggering memories, and then I practice that little exercise where I envision myself giving myself everything that I need, quite often afterwards, I find that those memories that triggered me before just actually don't trigger me anymore. And it's just really freeing and empowering. And it feels amazing to know that, you can solve that. You don't have to go to a counselor. You don't have to go see a healer if you don't have the means to do that, or somebody that you feel comfortable going and seeing. So it's amazing to know that you can actually do that for yourself. Economic rebalancing. The navel chakra of oneness. During the golden era of Atlantis, everyone's navel chakra radiated bright orange with the qualities of oneness, cooperation, and action for the benefit of all. This fifth-dimensional chakra was withdrawn at the fall of Atlantis, as it was not viable in a third-dimensional consciousness. Interesting. Now, as more people once again anchor and activate their navel chakras, businesses structured on a pyramid basis will automatically collapse. And that's what we need. We are already beginning to see the inevitable decline of banks, insurance companies, supermarkets, and chain stores to make way for the new and so much better. The navel chakra holds codes of oneness and the higher divine masculine energy of strength, fair action, logic, and decisions for the highest good. At the same time, it is being balanced by the divine feminine of a higher wisdom, compassion, and love. This means that as we progress towards 2032, there will automatically be a worldwide move towards even-handedness. Decisions will start to be made that support equality and togetherness. People are already questioning the integrity of buying cheap clothes made in sweatshops or fruit that has traveled halfway around the world. These business practices will cease completely before 2032. As a result, countries whose economies are based on exports will have to be flexible and work caringly to support their populations. Bringing forward the new economic structure. The mass wake-up of humanity will ensure that the world soon comes into economic balance. We are moving inexorably towards a different financial structure, where there will be equality and abundance for all. A number of things are contributing to clearing the old and bringing forward the new so that it is in place for 2032. The rising frequency is touching hearts and minds and starting to flatten the pyramid of inequality. More and more courageous souls, from whistleblowers to truth seekers, are actively exposing flawed practices, often at a great cost to themselves. As the veils are being drawn back on currently accepted economic practices, shocked citizens are demanding a higher quality of leadership. Soon, when the consciousness of the planet is right, people of integrity will step forward to lead by example and inspiration. And I feel like we are already seeing that in the new administration in the government in the US, which is very exciting. After 2032, there will be no leaders, as everyone will claim personal authority. In the new matrix, with no ego and a desire to contribute to the highest good, this will be possible. The rising consciousness means that the massive divide between rich and poor is no longer being tolerated, and there will be widespread protests. Influenced by expansive Jupiter, the masses are already marching in many countries for freedom and fairness. Alternative forms of currency will ebb and flow, but these too will pass before the new golden age. The biggest factor contributing to change is that the economies of countries throughout the world are starting to collapse. The cost of fuel and the ecological impact of transporting goods around the world are biting into international trade, which will soon no longer be viable or morally acceptable. This will massively affect our current way of life, and we will pass through a period of hardship unless we work together. So in italics here it says, already community hubs, sharing schemes, cooperatives, and alternative ways of living are proliferating. These grassroots economic movements will grow and spread. The more that communities and countries come together and make choices for the highest good of all, rich and poor alike, the easier the economic transition will be. The next step. As the economic structures we have relied on for 10,000 years are swept away by the rising vibration, individuals, communities, and countries will have to become self-sufficient. For some, this will be a struggle, but as communities work together for the common benefit, this step will bring us all together. For anyone whose ego is invested in material goods, the shifts will be a challenge, while those whose satisfaction comes from nature or service will flow with the changes. So if you're watching this channel, you're probably going to flow with the change. Increasingly, commodities will be bartered, shared, or freely given. Already there is a rise in charity shops, markets, and swap schemes. Cooperatives and self-help groups will flourish. Eventually, the tide of the new consciousness will sweep the old economic structure away completely. Insurance. Insurance companies are being dramatically hit by the cleansing of the planet, by fires, earthquakes, volcanoes, hurricanes, floods, and unexpected disasters. When these companies can no longer survive, we will have to rely on one another for help in times of need. Support schemes will be set up, and this will engender a feeling of community and safety as we all help one another. In the Golden Age, the consciousness will be totally different, supporting one another, trusting the universe, and knowing that our needs will be met will enable us to move into an utterly different scenario where insurance is unimaginable and not needed. Peace. Because the frequency of humanity is inexorably rising, we will be moving towards world peace by 2032. Each time you choose a peaceful response over a belligerent one, you are helping to bring it forward. We can all make a difference. Higher than Atlantis. The new Golden Age will be a higher vibration than Golden Atlantis, because the Atlanteans achieved fifth-dimensional consciousness while the planet itself was third-dimensional. In our golden future, we will experience fifth-dimensional consciousness supported by a fifth-dimensional planet. Our gifts, powers, and achievements will be beyond our wildest imaginings. Yet we are inevitably moving towards this. The new golden age is written in stone. It must arise. I damn well hope so. Visualization for the time when you have powers and gifts. Take a moment to relax. Picture a world where men and women honor, respect, and support each other. Everyone acts for the highest good and from the deepest wisdom. Imagine that you have great powers and gifts and are using them for the common benefit. What do you do, and how does it feel? Chapter 5, Cosmic Happenings in 2032. The future after 2032 is inconceivable to our current comprehension. However, some things we can understand, some are predestined. So in italics it says, when our planet fully ascends to the fifth dimension in 2032, it will propel every human and animal to a higher frequency. Predestined cosmic happenings in 2032. We access pure love. Hollow Earth is the seventh dimensional chakra in the center of our planet. Light flows from the heart of Lady Gaia, the vast angel who resides there, into Glastonbury, the heart chakra of Earth. From there is a portal to Venus, the cosmic heart, that was anchored and activated by Jesus during his lifetime. By 2032, the heart of Lady Gaia, the planetary heart of Glastonbury, and Venus will all be in alignment. So there will be a clear channel between them and beyond to Source. This will enable humanity to access a higher quality of love. Every being on Earth will experience the feeling of being loved and belonging. Universal love will touch us. The planets communicate with one another. Just like Earth, every planet, star, and galaxy in this universe has a seventh dimensional hollow center, which is its heart center. By 2032, the heart centers of all the planets and stars will connect and will all start to communicate. This has been an ongoing process that commenced in 2012 at the cosmic moment when the Kundalini of Earth started to rise and reconnect us to the stellar world. By 2032, this will enable universal love, peace, and heartfelt joy to spread throughout the cosmos. When this huge cosmic heart opening has been activated, many of us will be able to communicate with beings from other star systems and receive their advanced knowledge as well as their wisdom. While some individuals have been receiving telepathic information and downloads from star beings for some time, this will become generally available. We will start to receive knowledge and wisdom from the stars. When this has happened, soon after 2032, international peace and cooperation will prevail throughout the planet. This is very important for the cosmic progress of Earth. When it is established, all countries will start to work together for the highest good of all. The portal of love in China opens. When international peace and cooperation signal that Earth and all on her are fifth-dimensional, the amethyst skull, which holds the information of the 12 Atlantean clear quartz crystal skulls and is currently dematerialized and held in the inner planes, will start to release its light. So she says in brackets here, for more on this, see the following chapter. Simultaneously, a special portal in the beautiful mountains of China containing diamond white love frequency will start to open. The most incredible, true, and pure love energy will flood our planet and transform us in a way that has never been possible before. By opening the higher hearts of the masses, it will move us all into fifth-dimensional consciousness. From that time, people everywhere will be able to tune in to the amethyst skull and to download much sacred information. That is really exciting. All the portals open fully. The 33 cosmic portals bringing in Christ's light started to awaken in 2012. They have slowly been opening ever since. Almost all of them will be fully expanded by 2032 and will be radiating the highest frequency of Christ love, which is pure white. This will bathe everyone on the planet. The more we invoke the Christ light in the years up to 2032, the more we will be able to absorb at that time. Millions of portals, crystal grids, and sacred stones throughout the world were switched on in 2012. Most will be radiating fully by 2032 and will light up everyone in a wide vicinity. At the time, seams of precious gems, the materialized energy of the archangels, will become active, shining out the qualities of their archangel. Imagine living near a mountain containing seams of Archangel Raphael's emeralds, spreading abundance, consciousness, as well as higher healing. The energy of every spiritual ceremony, ritual, or event that has been placed within a crystal will become available. Billions of crystals, small and large, are still waiting to go live and will be broadcasting codes of light. The Metatron cube comes together energetically. Earth, Neptune, Sirius, the Pleiades, and Orion are all ascending together and are closely connected. The 5 cosmic entities are symbolically represented in the universal Metatron cube and will come together energetically in 2032. This means that Neptune, Sirius, the Pleiades, and Orion will no longer be magnetically pulling us up to their frequency. Instead, we will all be attuned and working together within a globe of pure white source love. Unimaginable bounty comes to us. These significant cosmic events will shape the 5th dimensional future of Earth and will trigger world peace and international cooperation. As soon as this is achieved, Earth will send out a 5th dimensional energy that attracts massive abundance. This will come to us in many forms. So, a visualization for the world at peace. Take a moment to picture the entire world at peace and all countries working together. Visualize new technology being downloaded so that it can be shared. See the world finding new ways of growing food, purifying water, and accessing free ecological power from sources that are not yet available. Envision us all being able to travel safely at mind-blowing speeds. Sense the wonderful happiness, creativity, and soul satisfaction of the golden future. Imagine the planet surrounded by a golden aura. So now we are up to chapter 6. The influence of the cosmic pyramids and crystal skulls. Whew, this is pretty cool. Okay. Also, just want to apologize being Australian and if I mispronounce certain words. So, yeah, you just have to mind my accent. Pyramids are computers. The original 6 cosmic pyramids constructed after the fall of Atlantis are in Greece, Tibet, Mesopotamia, Egypt, Central America, and Peru. Those in Mesopotamia, Greece, Tibet, and Peru have been destroyed physically, but energetically they are still active. I'm glad to hear that because it's so devastating how they've destroyed so many beautiful things on this planet. They are programmed with the higher knowledge of the universe. They have also been preset to activate various portals, crystals, and the kundalini of the planet, so that we are primed for the golden future. When Atlantis fell, 6 of the high priests and priestesses took with them the knowledge and wisdom to build these cosmic computers. These were Apollo, working with Archangel Michael, who generated the one in Mesopotamia in Iraq. It was programmed to bring the entire cosmos into harmony of the 5th dimension. Freedom is an essence of harmony, and this pure energy has already stirred those living in the Middle East to liberate themselves and is now spreading its influence across the globe so that people everywhere will be free in the golden future. And then in italics, it says, the desire for freedom is currently stirring mass unrest. Poseidon, overseen by Archangel Raphael, created the one in Greece. When it was destroyed by an earthquake, the pantheon was built on the site. Poseidon had a profound understanding of natural forms of healing, including the mind-body connection. He also had great knowledge about the stars and their influence on the tides and the growth of plants. All this information and wisdom was placed in his pyramid and will ensure that Greece will be a leading force in the return of natural healing. Zeus, in alignment with Archangel Christiel, oversaw the building of the pyramid in Tibet. His mission was to enable people to enter the silence and spread peace and harmony. This will enable us to develop the qualities of compassion, love, and harmlessness. The light from this pyramid in Tibet will touch the hearts of everyone with peace and oneness in the golden future. Now you may be thinking, is Zeus a bad guy or is he a good guy? I honestly don't know, because I've heard both stories. I've heard that he's good and he's bad in all kinds of things. So this is where it's just like, you know, do we learn the truth or are they just fake conspiracies? I don't know. But according to Diana Cooper and the angels that communicate with her, he is helping. So keep an open mind, I say. Thoth, working with Archangel Michael, created the pyramid in Peru. He was teaching us to understand the proper use of energy, and this knowledge was programmed into the pyramid so that in the golden future, we would be able to bring everything into harmony and alignment. Aphrodite, working with Archangel Chamuel, sorry if I say his name wrong, created the Mayan pyramid in Mexico. As she originated from Venus, her pyramid was coded with pure love and advanced astronomy and mathematics. It holds the keys to enable people to find their self-worth and to truly love themselves by connecting to their divine selves. The energy held in this pyramid is already enabling people to access their divine blueprint and that of the planet. It will help propel everyone into the fifth dimension. Ra, cooperating with Archangel Metatron, oversaw the building of the pyramid in Egypt. The light from the seventh dimension comes down to Earth in a downward pointing triangle, while the light from Earth reaches up to the spiritual world in an upward pointing triangle. Together, these create a six-pointed star. This cosmic symbol is anchored into the pyramid in Luxor to bring Earth to heaven and heaven to Earth. The crystal skulls. During the Golden Era, Atlantis was divided into 12 regions, each overseen by a high priest or priestess. The original 12 were Thoth, Isis, Horus, Ra, Set, and Imhotep. Hermes, Zeus, Aphrodite, Apollo, Poseidon, and Hera. As the frequency rose, more evolved high priests and priestesses were needed, so new ones took their places. But the 12 who had initiated the golden time returned when the experiment was collapsing. Their mission was to lead the survivors to new parts of the world that had been specially prepared. Thoth, Isis, Horus, Ra, Set, and Imhotep later became Egyptian gods. while Hermes, Zeus, Aphrodite, Apollo, Poseidon, and Hera became Greek gods. Each of them used advanced mind control and sound to create an advanced crystal computer to hold all of the information and wisdom of their tribe for future civilizations. I just think that's so cool. The decision to create these computers was taken by the high priests and priestesses in consultation with the Intergalactic Council. It was the latter who decided that they should be fashioned into the shape and size of a human skull, representing the thought, power, and consciousness of a human. So these computers are the 12 crystal skulls that are a legacy to help us in the golden future. For a time, the crystal skulls were housed in the temples of each region, where they were looked after by the priestesses of the temple. The intention was that when a human was sufficiently pure to tune into a skull, it would allow the connection. It would also send out magnetic pulses to those individuals to stimulate the link. This is starting to happen energetically now. The amethyst skull. Before the final collapse of Atlantis, there was an awesome ceremony. Representatives of the Intergalactic Council attended, as well as representatives of the many councils of light. This event was considered to be of such cosmic importance that beings were sent from Lyra, Saturn, Orion, the Pleiades, Sirius, Jupiter, Venus, Andromeda, and other stars, planets, and galaxies to add their light and their blessings. Flanked by their temple priests and priestesses, all the high priests and priestesses held their own crystal skulls, and during this ceremony, all the information from each of the skulls was transferred into a glorious amethyst skull, often referred to as the 13th skull. Just before the flood that engulfed Atlantis, the priestesses took the crystal skulls from their temples and hid them in their new locations. The amethyst skull was placed in the charge of the Sphinx, the pure and powerful guardian of the planet, whose energy had been on Earth from the beginning. But humankind drained its power down to 2%, so that it could no longer fulfill its purpose. As a result, for eons, Earth has been vulnerable to external forces, as is a person with a weak or non-existent aura. But as we become more spiritual, our energy will recharge the Sphinx. Already, the force field has reached 32% of its original strength, but it will not be fully effective until after 2050. The statue on the Giza Plateau represents the energy of the Sphinx. It is connected to Nigele, I do apologize, the ascended aspect of Mars, the fifth dimensional peaceful warrior. The Sphinx will release the amethyst skull when all 12 skulls have emerged and our frequency is ready. As the portal of the Sphinx opens, it will massively impact the world with peace energy. Visualization to connect to the amethyst skull. Breathe comfortably for a moment. Imagine that the world is totally at peace and everyone is radiating a soft golden aura. Visualize the amethyst skull sitting gloriously between the paws of the Sphinx. It is sending out white and gold rays of harmlessness and peace to all parts of the world. Then look closer and see that it is radiating rays of harmlessness and peace to every star, planet, and galaxy in this universe. See or sense the aura of Earth becoming stronger and more golden. So that is the end of part 1. Next week, I will be reading part 2, the transformation life in the new golden age. So this will go into what it's predicted that life will be like once we have reached the new golden age. So after reading through this book a few times, it's my understanding that, you know, between 2012 and 2032 is, well, 2012 to 2023, there was a lot of movement and things happening. And now I feel like, you know, we're going through the breakdown of everything. Everything's collapsing. People are realizing what's been going on and how corrupt everything has been. And then, you know, and now we're going to be starting to rebuild slowly over the next few years. And then I believe that by 2032, you know, things will start to look really, really different. You know, at first I wasn't sure how possible that would be, but I don't know about anybody else if you've noticed, but I just feel like time has really been speeding up. I mean, I remember so I was born in 87. So, you know, when I was little, I don't know, like when I was in primary school and even high school, I just felt like the days, you know, went quite slowly. And now I just feel like they just go so quick. And I've always wondered if that's just because I've gotten older. And when you get older and have kids, does life just go faster because you've just got so much to do and so much on your plate? Or is it also because, you know, this time we are speeding up in time? And I mean, I have read that in quite a few books. So I don't know, it could be a bit of both. But definitely things are speeding up. And I think with the changes going on, things are collapsing. Change is really starting to happen. You know, even if it does end up taking longer than the estimated time of 2032, at least we can see changes really starting to happen. And I just really love the visualizations and the possibilities that are in this book. And that's why I wanted this to be my first book that I read on my channel. I've got some other great books I love as well, but this book's just so beautiful. And I love the hope and the possibilities that it provides. I hope you're enjoying listening to me reading it so far. I do apologize again for the pronunciation of some of my words. I hope you can just, you know, let that slide. But yeah, I really hope that you're enjoying my channel. If you do and you are happy to give me a like and subscribe, that would really help me with my growth of my channel and help me to get recognized and shared with other people. I really wanted to share this book because I feel like, you know, it's a really important book for us in the spiritual community to know about so that we can focus on this and bring this into a reality. I also just wanted to share with you just how important exercise is to spirituality. So I didn't really realize this until the end of last year when I started to work with Brice Watson from Esoteric Atlanta. Brice is a qualified yoga teacher of Ashtanga yoga, a very rare kind of yoga, and she went all the way to India to learn this and spent years learning it. So she has just an incredible amount of knowledge about the body systems, the energy systems, the chakras, how to activate them during exercise. It's absolutely incredible, the knowledge that she has. And she has created some amazing classes, and we have put together a membership community called the Esoteric Academy. We have some beautiful souls on there that have joined us already. And I just wanted to, you know, just emphasize that we are in a spiritual war at the moment. We are still going through this. And one of the most important things that we need to be doing right now is taking care of our health. We need to, it's kind of hard with the food situation at the moment. So I tend to supplement a bit. And also, I'm just trying to be really consistent with my exercise. I've been doing it for about 4 months now. I've really been enjoying Brice's classes, and already I'm seeing some big changes in my fitness levels and what I could do compared to what I could do at the beginning. And I've just realized that, as our bodies start to ascend, there might be some discomfort as we are changing into a more crystalline body and our different DNA strands are being activated. So one of the ways that can really help that is by cleaning up what we're eating, which, it can be challenging. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm an amazing eater. I do enjoy a glass of wine sometimes, and I do love my chocolate. But overall, I try to eat 80% of the time as healthy as I can. And I do take some supplements to help support my health. I'll be talking more about that on my channel later on this week. And also, I have been getting into Brice's exercise classes because she combines a lot of like bar dance with strength and stretching and yoga, and just mixing them all together. She knows exactly how to get your heart rate up and then bring it down, focus on specific movements to strengthen your body and your core, and then she gets your heart rate up again, and then it slows down again. And it's just a perfect balance. And then it's ended with like a small, short meditation. And it's just absolutely amazing. And I just think that since I've been learning this with Brice, exercise is just so important to detox our bodies, to clear our karma, to get our blood moving so that our bodies can be strong and healthy and support us during this transition. So if it's something that you're interested in, we offer a 7-day free trial over at the esotericacademy.com. We would love to have you on board. We have 2 subscriptions available now. You can either do just the exercise classes only, or you can, so that's $25 a month, or you can do the exercises, and we offer a range of amazing courses as well to help give you the knowledge that you need to self-heal and heal your body. We also do live monthly calls. We also do live monthly exercise classes with Brice. And yeah, so far it's been really fun. It's a beautiful community and it's been amazing. So I will chat to you later on. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Bye.